So this is what we have. We have VPC, CICD, VCS, CICD, VPS, all of this on your VPS and then browser. We discussed all of these components in the last class. So bad Umen was not on. I'm not sure if Umen was around. Or, I don't know. So we are just going to go through each of these components and then we discuss what needs to be discussed. Right. So we know that we have two VPS and then we have the 100 one and then we have the 1521. So, but let's start with the GitHub. So here we have we have under our action we have so we have this is our GitHub action. The last time you post was last month and it ran for 7 minutes, right? So if you click on this and this was successful, so this was the pipeline I set up. If you click on this, you see the various jobs that are running. You set up the job, check repository, install the SSH pass, unwrap the secret keys, and then log into VPS, deploy, post, checkout repository, and then complete job. So basically this going, and then you can see what actually went down under each of these jobs by expanding it like this. And if any of these processes had failed, then our CI/CD pipeline or our code will not have gotten to the VPS, right? So this contable, and then we have check post, and then all of that, and then complete job. I legit hope that I'm not exposing any secret key in here. So that's that. So this is what we have now on our job. Yeah. So back to our design. In our design on here, that is the VCS version control system, and which is GitHub, and then that is where we have our GitHub action is where we have our CI/CD, and then from GitHub action we are pushing code. We are sort of building the code and then pushing it to VPS, which is Contabo in this case, and then when we get to Contabo, eventually we deal with each of these as components: the database, application, Docker, Nginx, and then the browser, and then all the various um, configurations. Matthias, please go.
Okay, I'm just curious. So you said the VPS is like pushing to Contabo after the whole GitHub CI/CD pipeline have been set up. I was just wondering because at least I know a little of there are times whereby you can use GitHub actions to do your CI/CD and then push to AWS or Azure and all of that. It's like Contabo a service on its own where people can deploy to, or like what is it exactly? Because honestly, I'm not familiar with Contabo. That's the I'm just asking.
Makes sense. Contabo is a VPS, virtual private server or network. So let's find out what that is. What's a VPS? Server. So what's a VPS? Is a virtual machine that provides virtualized server resources on a physical server that is shared with other users. So this is a concept of what we know today as a cloud. You have a physical server somewhere that is virtualized. The resources of this server is virtualized, and then it is shared or sell on the web. It is made available to people who needs it on the web. So and I don't know if you're in the last class, but I explained that what this means is that you have your computer with 256 gig gig SSD or